Post the side boys. United States Navy, arriving. Navy Recruiting District, San Diego, arriving. Commander, Navy Recruiting Command, arriving. Color Guard, parade the colors. Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave? Color Guard, retire the colors. Chaplain Fuson will now deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, creator of heaven and earth, as we stand on this lawn in the midst of this beautiful city, we give you the praise that you are due for our safety and preservation. For it is you who tell the proud waves where to halt. It is you who gives orders to the morning, who scatters the wind, and who brings blessing to our new endeavors. We give you thanks that we are here now for this occasion where we may witness and celebrate the time-honored Navy tradition, the change of command. We gather to recognize the accomplishments of the past and renew our commitment to continued excellence in the fight to preserve freedom, fight tyranny and oppression around the globe. We thank you for Commander Boyer. His far-reaching leadership has been infused with wisdom, vision, transparency, integrity, and professionalism. John Quincy Adams said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a leader." We are grateful that we've been led by Commander Boyer, who is proven selfless leader of leaders. Bless him and his wife Sally and their sons Jacob and Donovan and daughter Jada in this next season. May the time he spends as operations officer on the USS Theodore Roosevelt be personally rewarding and professionally enriching. We boldly ask you to pour out your blessing upon Commander Copeland and his wife Marie and their two boys Ryan and Cameron as he assumes the helm of NRD San Diego. May these days to come be his finest. May his efforts and devotion continue to exalt the sterling reputation of this district. May Commander Copeland never forget the profound responsibility of leadership. And may you bless him, Lord, and continue to give him the wisdom to lead with justice and compassion. May your face shine upon us. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Retire the side boys.
We'll try that. Good morning. Okay. Try that. Okay, I'll back up a little bit. Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm here to introduce our guest speaker for the day. Is that you? Rear Admiral Pete Garvin. But before I do, what I'd like to do is just take a minute to tell you how much. Can you hear me now? It's a little better, right? Awesome. Okay. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Listen, so before I introduce our guest speaker for today, I just want to tell you that something I've always appreciated and really enjoy and love about the military, about the Navy in particular, is our customs, our pageantry, our traditions, and one kind of byproduct of that sometimes is the inability to recognize outstanding performance or effort. And so I will just tell you that for me, thinking back however many years, when I was 10 years old, you wouldn't have caught me dead speaking in front of this many people, let alone singing our national anthem. So if you appreciated what our guest singer did today, who simply just wanted to do something for her dad, I'd ask you just kind of give her a round of applause if you would. Okay, so for the sailors and civilians here of NRD San Diego, our guest speaker really needs no introduction. But for our guests, I will tell you a little bit about this distinguished leader. He started his career at the Naval Academy as a varsity athlete, playing soccer. I did that very, very well, but not just a jock, someone who graduated with merit, which is challenging to do, something that I didn't do, so it wasn't quite that close. I'm talking about. And so, graduated with merit with a degree in aerospace engineering, which is very, very challenging, very, very difficult. Went on to become a pilot, and he's been operational for almost the last 30 years. Served on both coasts, East and West Coast, been in the Mid-South, which is really Lincoln, Tennessee, and D.C. He's had the opportunity to command it at all levels. First in a squadron stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. He did that very well. He was pretty successful. And then he went on to have what we call in the Navy Major Command. So at the rank of a captain, he had a group of squadrons, about 6 or 7 in the Pacific Northwest, of dissimilar aircraft and dissimilar missions up there. Again, no surprise, did that very well as well. Found time beyond that to, when he got to D.C., graduated from an MIT seminar program. It's MIT, and that's graduated from the American Naval Academy. Pretty smart individual here. Very challenging. That was focused on national security, focused on national defense and foreign policy. He then was the executive assistant to the vice chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, which is really a big deal, just like it sounds, right, with that title. I did all that before he took command last summer, first part of July, as the commander of all Navy recruiting activities. I've been fortunate enough in the last year or so to see him in a number of different venues, and both in a professional setting and a little bit more relaxed, casual environment. And he's been, without question, undeniably humble, despite all of his accolades, his awards, his successes throughout his career, which is really about the best thing I can say about somebody who's with that type of record. And one thing I forgot to mention actually too was, as a probably lieutenant, maybe a junior lieutenant commander, he was Association Naval Aviation Pilot of the Year. So he's a big deal. So it's very, very cool to have him here with us today. But all that said, this is an admiral, a rear admiral. He's my boss's boss. And so above and beyond all that stuff I just said, he's handsome. Charming. Intelligent. Funny. Say handsome. Please put your hands together for our guest speaker today, Admiral Pete Garvin.
Try a little engineering on the fly here. How's about that? Does that work? Okay, so I guess the checks need to keep going to your new address for all those compliments, most of which are not true, but my mom would be proud of all of them. And I think she's probably watching if there's a video camera anywhere near us. Anyhow, so thank you very much, Silas, for that incredibly kind introduction. Not even half of which was true, but that's okay. I'm going to take my gloves off real quick to do this talk. Thanks. I got to tell you, Jada, that was just fantastic. So how about another round of applause for Jada? What Skipper Boyer said is absolutely true. At 10 years old, I was running away from crowds or trying to stay out of trouble, much less coming here and doing such a special thing for everyone here. So thank you. Commodore Webb, it's good to see you here. Distinguished guests, friends, and family of NRD San Diego, good morning, and it is a glorious San Diego morning. There are many things that take me away from my desk in Millington, Tennessee. Some are more meaningful than others. This occasion tops the list. I am absolutely thrilled to be here amongst this awesome crowd today. It is a true privilege to participate in such a time-honored Navy tradition, the transfer of command from one officer to the next. Every command in the Navy carries out this same process, honoring one of the most significant responsibilities bestowed upon a naval officer. On the surface, this day is about two talented officers, Commander Silas Boyer and Commander Pat Copeland. In just a few minutes, they're going to exchange a few words, a salute, a handshake, in front of us all. The aegis of command visibly shifting from one to the other. One of them will now be getting the late-night phone calls. That'll be you, Pat, and the good chair at the monthly production meetings, while the other will be going back to sea as the operations officer on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which I think you can see just over there. There she is, right behind us. So he's got a really long commute. He is only getting a week off, which in Navy terms is pretty good. So that's all right. However, today is much more about than about these two young men and women, or young men, I should say. It is a celebration of the command itself. It is a time to pause and recognize the many achievements that you, the men and women of NRD San Diego, have accumulated over the past year. NRD San Diego is truly a crown jewel of a recruiting nation. It has everything we're looking for: a fleet concentration area, young, intelligent, able-bodied populace, and a climate that encourages physical fitness. In other words, it's a recruiting paradise capable of filling our most demanding and technical positions. The market potential here is off the charts, and you all take full advantage of that opportunity. Let me put it as simply as I can. If San Diego fails, the nation fails in recruiting. It's as simple as that. But not only do you succeed, you absolutely kill it. NRD San Diego is ranked #1 in the nation for every enlisted program. It's #1 in new contracts, #1 in nukes, #1 in SEALs, prior service, females, upper females, and on the list goes. These guys all know it, and they're smiling at me now because they know they kill it. You're the lowest in attrition. On the officer side, you're the highest in ROTC. You managed to find the only surface warfare engineering duty officer and cyber warfare engineer in the entire country. Also, both of your assistant chief recruiters just made Master Chief last week. You have 63 first-class petty officers eligible for chief. You earned the Retention Excellence Award in 2016 and 17. In addition to being one of only 3 commands who qualify for the recruiting award, we have 3 National Recruiters of the Year: SH-1 Castillo Trinidad, PS-1 Lagman, and Ms. Abram. It was an honor to recognize them last week in Washington, D.C. 2 of your sailors were also the national runners-up, DC-1 Hale and HMCS McPherson. The esprit de corps here in San Diego is such that even your newest sailors can't help but follow the sustained legacy of success. Most recent example is DC-1 Huckabee, who was NRD San Diego's fiscal year 17 Rookie of the Year and selected recently as the Master Chief Vicarian Award winner. You all deserve a huge round of applause. Now, excellence, as demonstrated by all these accolades, just doesn't happen without great leadership. Silas, you have excelled as a leader. Your results show, not just in recruiting numbers, but in all the intangible statistics, and most importantly, on the faces of the sailors under your command. Something incredibly positive is going on here. Retention numbers, advancement rates, low misconduct rates, these all show a command that is sailor and family focused. Now, on that note, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Silas's family, whose support was vital to his success. Silas's wife, Sally, it's great to see you again. Children, Jacob, Donovan, and Jada. His father, Silas the First, did he make it? I didn't get the chance to meet him. Okay. Well, he's in our thoughts and prayers. An Army vet. And his 3 sister-in-laws, Vicky, Mimi, and Grace, did they make it? Oh, hey, there you are again. Thank you all for being here today. Silas, you can depart proud of what NRD San Diego has achieved on your watch. There is no question that you have made a lasting legacy here and that you have contributed to their success now and in the future. Pat, you have some big shoes to fill, but you also get to take the helm and continue what you started as the executive officer. The same challenges, rewards, sacrifices, and celebrations that Silas enjoys with you and the San Diego team today, those all lie in front of you and your team as you assume the mantle of command. Pat, I know you're a diehard Red Sox fan, so am I. So as you step into the top job today, I'd ask you to imagine Silas handing you the keys to this well-oiled baseball team. He's added depth to the bench, some power hitters to the middle of the order, some strong arms to the bullpen. It's all there for you. It's now up to you to tweak the batting order, the pitching rotation, and motivate them to continue their amazing success. Just as your beloved Sox have been dancing around the top of the standings, now is the time for you to elevate this team and unlock even more potential. This may not be Fenway Park, but the mission we've put before you is its own green monster. And success is not just about beating NRD New York. But you're going to do that too. It's great that your wife Marie and 2 sons are here, Cameron and Ryan. It's good to see you guys. We had a great talk about airplanes earlier. He's going to give me a ride in the Millennium Falcon, is what he said. Right? Your parents, Randall, enjoyed speaking with you. Good to see you, sir. Also an Army veteran, and Betty and mother-in-law Gisette are here celebrating this great milestone. I would also like to welcome the new XO, Commander Jason Eckert. Where are you at? to see you. His wife Dawn and son Cameron to San Diego. Can't wait to see how you help elevate San Diego, make it even better. To all the incredible recruiters and staff of NRD San Diego, when you hear a new tagline, Forged by the Sea, you should think of yourselves. You are the face of the Navy to much of America. You encourage and inspire our future sailors to build the Navy the nation needs and become forged into better versions of themselves. You should all be extremely proud of yourselves, and your families should be very proud of your success. Pat, congratulations on taking command. I look forward to working with you and watching you continue to grow, excel, and set the example for recruiting across the nation. Silas, one last time, thank you again for asking me to be here today. Bravo Zulu, shipmate, on an incredibly successful command tour. I have no doubt that you will be just as successful back in the fleet. Fair winds and following seas to you and your family. Thank you. We're sharing the mic. It's okay. No problem.
Commander Boyer, please join Admiral Garvin at the podium. NRD San Diego, attention to award. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal, Gold Star in lieu of second award to Commander Silas L. Boyer II, United States Navy, for service as set forth in the following citation. For outstanding meritorious achievement as Executive Officer and Commanding Officer, Navy Recruiting District San Diego, from June 2015 to May of 2018. Commander Boyer provided the inspiration, vision, direction, and personal commitment to foster a winning atmosphere and set conditions for overwhelming command-wide success. He expertly led the Navy Recruiting District San Diego to achieve phenomenal success in both enlisted and officer recruiting missions by placing more than 6,500 qualified sailors and officers in the United States Navy and Navy Reserve. Displaying phenomenal leadership, he insightfully mentored over 320 officers, chief petty officers, field recruiters, and support personnel in more than 40 stations across 3 states. He was a staunch advocate for professional development, leading more than 200 personnel to pursue higher education and the achievement of more than 70 military outstanding volunteer service medals. His tireless involvement with the well-being of his sailors bolstered the command's advancement rate by 150% and increased the overall retention rate to 91%. Additionally, he set the benchmark nationwide with the command's exceptional performance during the 2017 National Assist and Assessment Team visit by achieving an overall 93%, an achievement that had not been accomplished in over 7 years. Commander Boyer's exceptional professionalism, personal initiative, and loyal devotion to duty reflected great credit upon him and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, P.A. Garvin, Rear Admiral, United States Navy. Admiral Garvin will now present Commander Boyer with the highly coveted Navy Recruiting Service Ribbon. NRD San Diego, please be seated. When a commanding officer departs, they are typically presented with gifts to commemorate their years at the command. Lieutenant Koss and Ensign Bush will now present Commander Boyer with a farewell gift on behalf of NRD San Diego's boardroom.
Skipper, sir. On behalf of the wardroom, Lieutenant Cost and myself are honored to present you these gifts. Our original plan was to get you that yacht over there, but unfortunately, I guess the Navy doesn't approve that. So instead, we got you these. Yeah. The first is this handcrafted pen set. This was actually handcrafted by Lieutenant J.G. Von Medisti. We know it'll look great on your desk, or the Theodore Roosevelt, sir.
Sir, we realize that recruiting is like stepping in the ring. Every month is a new round. You did 36 rounds and KO'd them all. So,
the only way to really recognize a true champion, sir, is to have another champion pay respects.
So Ensign Bush and I decided to sign a boxing club, but unfortunately, coming down from Las Vegas, we lost it. So we stopped by Mike Tyson's house and had him sign this club for you, sir.
Oh yeah.
Command Master Chief Hurdle and Master Chief Rushing will now present Commander Boyer with a personal gift to commemorate their time served together.
On behalf of the Chief's Mess, we want to present the captain with this framed commissioning pennant to commemorate his time served as commanding officer.
All right, the CMC is going to present the next gift and kind of talk a little bit more on it. I just wanted to personally thank you, sir. It was hard enough to transition to being a chief recruiter, but I appreciate your trust, your guidance, your honesty, and inviting me into your personal space, sir. It's been a privilege and an honor to work with you, and I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of me and my wife, Christina, we really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for that, CR. To the crowd, to the captain, this looks like a piece of wood that is framed. It doesn't look very significant, but I can tell you it's very significant to the skipper. It represents about 6 weeks worth of hard work and effort placed into individuals, ensuring that they were prepared and ready to lead into the future. So on behalf of Chief Dionat and the Chief's Mess, there you go, sir. All right.
Senior Chief Petty Officer McPherson will present Commander Boyer with a farewell gift on behalf of NRD San Diego's Chief's Mess. Ladies and gentlemen, Commanding Officer, Navy Recruiting District San Diego, Commander Silas Boyer.
That stays. Okay. That's right there. Okay. Good, I'm back. Okay. Admiral, thank you for those kind words. Very much appreciated. And again, thank you for joining us today. I know you're very, very busy. And so you just making time for us, be part of the ceremony is a big deal. Again, for me personally, me and my family, but also just for the command as well. So again, thank you for being out here for this event. Commodore as well, it's been an absolute pleasure for these last 18 months in command to be working for you, talk to you, have these conversations about whatever's going on, and how to make this whole process better. So thank you for your leadership and for your help and support along the way. NCR, same. Not all that long ago, about a year ago, you were here as the chief recruiter, and I'm just so proud of you to be able to go up and be the national chief recruiter, and that's awesome. Force, thanks for being here as well. Very much appreciated. And the aid. As I look, I'm trying to figure out who's left in Millington right now. Brent Coward probably going to lose his mind over there. But again, thank you for being here. For my family, really, I'm kind of a storyteller. And I actually wrote this speech. I get a whole lot of sleep last night. I was up trying to get some thoughts together and put some things here, and I'll go through some of that quickly. Okay, so I told T.J. McPherson a little while ago, a couple days ago, that we had a conversation. This is all true. And so it was last, I think June, maybe July, something like that. But certainly last summer, I was having a conversation with him and then Chief Murrow. Welcome as Master Chief Murrow. Congratulations again to you. We're having a conversation about our families, our loved ones, everything. And then I was really mostly listening. Then I kind of interjected one small point. And Senior Chief McPherson kind of looked at me kind of crazy. And he said, "You said that to Sally?" I said, "Yeah." And then he said, "You said it just like that to Sally?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay, I want to get this straight. You said everything you just said to me, you said it just the same way, just like that to Sally." And I look at this guy because I'm like, this dude, like, what's the problem? I said, "Senior Chief, I hope you remember this. I said, Senior, I said, I don't know about you, man. I'm the king of the castle. That's my domain." I said it just like that, all bass, no treble, right? And I said, ask her. I said it to myself. I kept it on the inside. King of the castle, I'm not crazy. Thanks, babe. We joked last time about Sally letting me keep the command pin on. Thank you for letting me keep that on for the last 18 months. Very much appreciate it. I love it. For Jacob, in the bag, bud, listen, so I'm very, very proud of you. So he's coming off of a 3.5 GPA last semester, working hard to repeat that this semester as well. Finals coming up here real soon. And he's got a big summer ahead, too. He's going to spend a week at UCSD. He's going to spend a week and a half over in Washington, D.C. with an enrichment and youth leadership program. And so what you got there, bud, is, go ahead and open it, is welcome to manhood. Okay, so it's a little CK1 for you. Don't be gentle with that, okay? Okay, trust me. Spray, walk through, maybe twice. Be gentle. And for Jada, again, thank you so much for singing the national anthem today, being part of the ceremony. Very, very memorable. I can't wait to get the video and all the pictures back from you. But thanks again for being part of the ceremony and being so brave and strong. That's just awesome. It's just awesome. For all of our the families, my family and guests, thanks guys. Ernest, great to see you again. Jamie, Saren, off my high school friends. J-Lo, Brittany, appreciate you. And for my first squadron in Japan, also flight school together. All of our neighbors, Mimi, Vicky, Grace, GP, I put you in there too. We're part of the family. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Ross, Carrie for flying down. All you guys for traveling. Again, all of our neighbors here in Santee and also it's been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Other distinguished guests, we've got Vice Admiral Davis here. Thank you, sir, for being here. We appreciate your presence as well. We've got the other RDAC members, Dr. Ken Mayer, other COs, Captain Falk. We've got Marco here from MEPS. Appreciate you. Alders from LA, thank you. It's awesome. Shane, welcome. I like the beer. It's awesome. So, again, you guys know this. I'm generally kind of a storyteller, not so much of a speech, writer and reader. I'll say this. We were walking down the street actually before we even left, and Pat said to me and asked me, "You ready for this?" I said, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not." And I know that's part of my mantra, right? Being ready. Really, I take that question in terms of, "Are you ready for this? Like, do you want to do this?" And no. Why would I want to leave this place, right? Why would I ever want to leave such a successful organization? And the reality is, I knew it was successful when I got here. When I got here 3 years ago with Bob Reddy, my classmate and friend, I knew how successful this place was. And so my only thought was, coming in, and Jason Mead, we talked about this earlier this week, knowing nothing about recruiting, I was the exact same way. I knew nothing. I didn't know what MEPS was. I had no idea. I didn't. I don't know. And so learning literally from scratch was just absolutely fantastic. And it got me thinking back to 7th grade soccer. So I never played before. Haven't played since, actually, and you'll find out why. So I get to this new school, 7th grade. It's a middle school. It's an all-boys middle school, and we are hyper-aggressive. To the point where I was actually telling some people before, I was kind of nervous about Jake doing middle school because, I went through some stuff, right? It was challenging in a good way. It actually got me ready for being an aviator, being in a squadron, actually. Anyway, so in 7th grade soccer, I had to take a sport that fall season. Couldn't convince my parents to let me play football yet, so we're out there doing what we do. And we're not very good. We have one star, Chris Bell. He's very, very good, played in college, actually. That was it. Other than that, it was just a bunch of guys trying to figure this stuff out. And so, we're probably 5, 6, 7 games into the season, haven't scored a goal yet. Right? That's semi-demoralizing. Maybe a lot, because again, I never played again, right? So we're playing East Hills, actually. And of course, the entire action's happening down by our goal. That's where it always was. It wasn't all that great. Somehow, some way, ball squirts out, and we have our one kind of lone attack as an attacker. Right? Forward, thank you. So it's our lone forward. He's back there, kind of just waiting, doing his thing. The ball squirts out, goes right to him. You kind of do one of these, look out behind some heads, and realize the goalie is off the field talking to his girlfriend. He's hanging out. This actually happened. He's off the field. So now our forward, or one of them, the guy who's back there, Eddie, he's got the ball, and I remember running behind him, and I'm laughing hysterically. I'm out of breath, and I'm like, it's about to happen. I've almost got like these tears in my eyes. I'm like, it's about to happen. And the goalie just starts running. He knows he can't do anything. He's got his arms in the air, he's waving. And he's just yelling. He's just making noise and yelling and screaming. And, Eddie kicks the ball a couple times, gets close, open net. And then his leg comes back, and I could see his leg almost touch the back of his head. Right? And he hits the ball hard, right? And it goes like this, curve up to the right, over the goal, down the hill. Embarrassing, right? We finished that season, don't score a goal, right? We're 0-10, 11, 12, whatever it was, awful. So all I ever wanted to do after that experience was not be Eddie, right? Don't make it too hard. Don't make it harder than it has to be. If you can just tap it in, just tap it in. And no matter what, just contribute to the team, right? So that's what I wanted to do. Whether it was playing football with Ernest or playing tennis throughout high school and college, whatever it was, being a squadron mate with J-Lo, that's what it was just being a part of the team, being able to contribute in some way, shape, or form. And that part was very, very important to me. When I got here, it was just simply a matter, well, not simply, but just a matter of not being that guy. That was it. And that part is very, very important to me. You guys have really done all the heavy lifting and done all that hard work. Besides that, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I guess it says a place that I just simply do not want to leave. I was thinking on the way over, maybe I just trip Pat or something. Maybe we just hang out a little bit longer. I didn't do it, obviously. Pat's a great guy. What else? Again, I absolutely, and I'll say this, the way I think finish is the last speech before, at the previous change of command was just, I love this place. And when I talk about this place, it's not a building. It's not Building 17 down the street. It's not this conference center. It's not any particular recruiting station. It's the heart and soul of this place. It's all you guys, right? It's all 328 of us when we're all put together doing our very incredible amount of fun. And I think about all the things that we've done throughout these last 3 years. Think about having DTMs in Las Vegas and Anaheim and in San Diego this past winter. Wherever it's going to be this year, I'm sure it's going to be better than the last few. I think about the fishing trips. I think about having, on the second time ever going fishing, which is awesome. They actually catching the fish, bringing it home. I felt like a real man. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? So, I caught CMC, the sheephead. So I caught two of them. Yeah. And I felt good. Like I did that. You know what I mean? I actually brought it in. It was amazing. Came home with the fish. Sally filleted. It was awesome. Right? Like best day of my life. One of, besides the wedding. It was good. It was amazing. But I mean, truly. So that part was just absolutely epic. So doing the fishing trip. I think about the khaki balls. I think about the chief seasons. I think about LPO conferences and talking to you guys and trying to get a sense of what it is that we can do to make this place better. Being open to inputs and ideas at all times. And that's just been absolutely fantastic. I think I mentioned the golf tournament. I think we've had some amazing food together. And I just really enjoyed going out with you guys and having breakfast primarily. But whether it was Spice House Cafe down here, if it was Family Pancake House, if it was Arthur's in Mentone, if it was Portillo's, it might have been Roscoe's, big favorite, been there a few times up in Anaheim. It's been Nobu in Vegas. It's been amazing. I liked it. It's been absolutely amazing. I actually had my first shrimp head, first couple of them with NCR a year ago. I thought it was just like a random dare, and it was actually pretty good. I haven't done it again since then, but actually I did enjoy it. What else? I think back, 18 months. It's probably going to stay up there. Take a shot. Anyway, I'll hold it. It says, life is short. Work somewhere awesome. We were shopping in Julian about 18 months ago and happened to see this in the store, and it just kind of rang true to me, and it really hit home in a number of ways. Maybe at first glance, it might seem, okay, you can simply leave, right? You have a job wherever that job might be, and if you don't like it, just pack your stuff and call it a day, right? We don't have that option here, generally, right? We get assigned here, and unfortunately, for all of us, we got assigned here, in my opinion, the best NRD in the land. But really, I think what I take away from that part is that that's not a passive statement, that's an active statement. It's you doing something to make that place better, make that place awesome. And you stay there as long as you have to, as long as you can, and you do what you can. So you take your piece of the program, take your bite of the apple, and you make it awesome. And you guys have done that, each and every single one of you. And you've worked hard to not be Eddie, but to just take control of whatever it is you got to do. And really take charge and make it succeed. And so that teamwork piece, our success is teamwork, and it's not so much really into any individual, and that is absolutely true. I think about how talented you all are, and I think back to it was probably 4 years ago, watching the Grammys. I saw Pink sing, right? Pink, right? So she descended from the ceiling and was singing and doing like acrobatics and stuff. They do gymnastics basically while she was singing. And I remember watching this on TV. It's just heading off. I remember watching this on TV. Like that's unbelievable. That's clear talent that you can see. Here, it's right. It's not quite that tangible. We're not going to watch anybody, rappel down from the ceiling or something like that, or a school. I guess you probably could, and find a nuke in that or whatever it is, right? But you guys are clearly extremely talented. So for all those different categories the Admiral was talking about, the nukes and the nats and the NCO and all the different wickets and lowest attrition and everything else, that's talent. It takes talent to manage that that pool of future sailors and make sure that they're committed to doing what it is that they say they're going to do. And if they kind of waffle, we identify that and let them go and do something else. It's talent to say, hey, I've got a station of 8, 9, 10 sailors and run that station as well as you do, for the LPOs. It's talent for us to come in and say midstream, mid-month, hey, we know that whatever was the flavor of the month yesterday, I'm telling you now we need more nat, or we need more new, whatever it is. And that's the talent, to be able to go comb and canvas the environment, get to schools, PDC, and figuring that thing out and finding those things that the nation needs to make gold. And you guys do that consistently every single day. And when we pull you and tug you everywhere, push you everywhere with the differences and what we need and everything else, and you guys just do it awesome all the time. It's fantastic. I think back to a comment that our previous region chief recruiter said. It was, Bob, I think you were still here. It was about 2 years ago. We kind of wrapped up the FY, fiscal year 16 awards phone conversation. And I remember Master Chief Stone said, after we kind of went through all the awards and who won what, he said something that just stuck with me really ever since. And what he said was, it's not the market, it's leadership. It's not the market, it's leadership. And it works both ways, right? It's not the market, it's you. Fortunate enough for us, we've got 328 leaders here doing the job every single day. It's not the market, it's you. It's 100% you. And it's certainly nothing that I have done. It reminds me a little bit of our Secretary of Defense last fall. He had these lines of effort he released. He also he gave an interview, and what he said was, he said, America has no God-given right to victory in the battlefield. In a similar fashion, there's no guarantee of success just because your name tags at NRD San Diego. You have to go out there and earn it, go get it every single day. And again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything you guys have done. It's not a product of your zip code, your address, or that stuff. It's a product of what you have inside you, and that makes this place successful. Very, very successful. To the tune that everything that the Admiral already said in terms of the awards, I think the only I didn't catch was last year's national inspection. Last February we went through and aced that national inspection. It's really kind of a big deal. Every program, there were 20 of them, whatever the number is, but we passed them all with an average score of 93%. The best, I think since then, is that accurate too? They also had the best since then, the best before then, at least 7 years. It's a long time that they've seen someone do what this command did. And again, it's all your effort, all your work in making that happen. Number one, again, last year on the officer protection side. Number three on the enlisted side. Number one right now on officer and enlisted and all missionaries in the region. It's incredible. NROTC, number one for the school year in all categories in school year 18. And I'm humbled really by everything that you guys have done. I will close quickly. Are you timing me, Master Chief? I figured you would be. All right, so there's a saying, a couple sayings, and we hear it all the time. We say that seeing is believing, or some might say, I'll believe it when I see it. And I think when it comes to successful teams, organizations like ours, I believe that as you think about something, as you believe something, you can bring that to fruition. In other words, you've got to believe something will happen before you actually see the hardware, if that makes sense. So walking through, I'm getting nostalgic a little bit, maybe a lot. I was walking through HQ this past week, looking at the walls, looking at all the awards, our awards case and everything. There's kind of a glory years theme. I hear about this from other folks, and Captain Cheney as well, from the time when he was in command here, and what the teams did when he was in command. And again, looking at the walls, we've earned numerous accolades over the course of the years. There's one I think that's maybe lacking, and I think there's something that we're on pace for. There's something you just obviously can't keep your eye off the prize. But it's been about a decade since we've seen the gold R here in San Diego. And I think everything you guys are doing here, I believe, obviously I'm not looking at everybody else's numbers or anything else, but just based on stats and just everything I just said to you. And I'm biased, by the way, quite a bit towards you, obviously, right? I maybe this is the year. That's just my gut. But I'll be on the TR, stalking you guys on Facebook, liking pictures and stuff, maybe sending notes, and wishing you absolutely the very best as you progress on. And I think finish the year very, very strong and bring home some hardware. And that's going to be very, very awesome. Okay, so my final list of thank yous. Again, just thank each and every one. I got something for you. Yeah, buddy. So he knows this stuff cold. And so, again, I couldn't have asked for, sometimes I felt bad with how good Pat is. Because I thought back, I'm like, man, was I that good for Bob? I don't know. Because we'll never know. I tried. But Pat's amazing. And so, knows the stuff cold, cares deeply about each and every one of you guys. And I'm confident. And frankly, one reason I think that I can lead easier is knowing that I turn over command to someone who's so well prepared and just able to take you guys to places we've probably never seen before. So the one thing I've got for Pat is a small book. Bob gave me a book when he left a year and a half ago, and this book is called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's all small stuff. Got a little something there for you, but keep that between us. Promise. Jason, welcome again. You're gonna love this place. So that's everything I had to say. I think I probably kept it, what's the time at? I'm good? Okay. So, after all that said, after I got all that off my chest, actually I'll say one last thing. I got a ton of grief last time. I wore these the entire ceremony last time. I got a ton of grief from my better half, who's smarter and prettier and everything else, that I ruined the picture by wearing these the entire ceremony. So I'm doing better. Okay, good, thank you. But when this is done, I'm going to put these back on. Okay. All right, guys, all that's off my chest. I can leave finally a happy man and then pass the baton over to Pat Copeland. I wish you guys the absolute very best in the years to come, the rest of this fiscal year, and I will miss you immensely. I will now read my orders.
NRD San Diego, attention to order.
From Chief of Naval Personnel to Commander Silas Boyer II. Bupers Order 2401. When directed by Reporting Senior, detach in May 2018 from Navy Recruiting District San Diego and report no later than May 2018 to USS Theodore Roosevelt, CVN 71, as Operations Officer afloat. Signed, J.W. Hughes, Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, Commander, Navy Personnel Command.
I will now read my orders. From Chief of Naval Personnel to Commander Patrick Copeland. Bupers Order Number 0722. Report no later than May 2018 to Commanding Officer, Navy Recruiting District San Diego, as his relief. Signed, J.W. Hughes, Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, Commander, Navy Personnel Command.
NRD San Diego, please be seated. Commander Copeland will now receive his Commander Shore Pin. Performing this honor is his wife, Marie. Additionally, Commander Copeland will receive his command pennant presented by the Command Master Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce the Commanding Officer of Navy Recruiting District San Diego, Commander Patrick Copeland.
Good morning, everybody. Admiral Garvin, Commodore Webb, Force Master Chief, NCR, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us here today. I appreciate all your support and leadership to positively change people's lives on a daily basis. I am truly proud to be part of this team. There's only a few people that know this here, but I was actually in the Air Force for about a week back in 1996. I applied for an ROTC scholarship through all the services. At the time, I had received a non-select letter from the Navy. There was no way I was going to go into the Army. After hearing stories from my dad when he was in the service, and the Air Force seemed to have the most options for me. I don't know why or how it happened, but in late spring of that year, I received a second letter from the Navy stating that I now received a scholarship. Maybe I was the last person in the nation to receive the scholarship that year, after several hundred people declined their offers, but it was one of the best and probably luckiest moments of my life. Over the last 22 years, I've grown to love the Navy, and more importantly, the outstanding people who make it the best place to work in the world. Silas, you're one of those people. And you have done an outstanding job here over the last 3 years. You took care of the team, crushed the mission, and led us to achieve unprecedented success. I appreciate the advice, mentorship, and most importantly, your friendship. You've helped create the best recruiting district in the nation, and your legacy will have a long-lasting impact on me, as well as all the sailors and civilians before us today. Good luck on the TR, and please keep in touch. To my friends who are able to be here today, including Dave, Jen, Greg, Ginny, Natalie, and Pipes. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to support me and my family. It truly means a lot to me. From a very meaningful handshake at a change of command ceremony to many late nights back in college, each one of you has played a significant part in molding me into who I am. I will always cherish all of our memories together. Thank you for being part of this very special day. To my mother-in-law, Gisette, I appreciate the support you have shown our family over all these years. As a military child yourself, you truly understand what our children have gone through, and you have been there to help when we needed you the most. Additionally, your continuous service to veteran programs in Massachusetts has positively affected so many lives, and you're an inspiration to so many people. Thank you. To my parents, I now realize many years later why you were so tough on me when I was younger. From encouraging me to get better grades or convincing me to volunteer for something I wasn't sure I wanted to do. It wasn't because you were being mean or unfair as I once thought. It was because you cared, because you were always looking out for my best interests, whether I realized it or not. You are one of the main reasons why I'm standing here today. Thank you for being there for me through everything. I appreciate all you've done. I love you. To my sons, Ryan and Cameron, you both mean the world to me. Although you may not realize it yet, as a military child, you've already been through more than others may see in a lifetime. You're strong, smart, and caring. You certainly keep me on my toes every day, and have taught me more as a father than you will ever know. I am so proud of both of you. Keep smiling and continue to reach for your dreams. I love you both so much. To my wife, Marie, you're the glue that holds our family together. I know that I don't tell you this enough, but you truly amaze me every day, and I appreciate all that you do. Without your strength, resilience, advice, and understanding, I certainly would not be where I am standing today. I look forward to continuing this adventure with you. Thank you for supporting me day in and day out. I love you from the bottom of my heart. To the Diamond, you are the cornerstone of this command, and your leadership, motivation, and dedication will lead this team to even higher levels of success. Jason, welcome to the team. I look forward to the many great conversations about our Boston Red Sox and your sage advice. CR, as you know, we have some big challenges ahead of us, but you are the right person for the job. Your recruiting talent, thoroughness, and critical thinking are second to none. In CMC, I have never seen someone with more compassion and dedication to our sailors. I can't thank you enough for what you have done for every member of this unstoppable team. Finally, to my team at NRD San Diego. Over this Memorial Day weekend, I would like you to take some time to reflect on a few things. Always remember those that came before us that paid the ultimate sacrifice and paved the way for the opportunities that each one of us has today. Additionally, please realize how important you are to the future of the Navy. During your time here, you will play a part in positively changing the lives of more than 7,000 people. Although we don't know it yet, someone here has recruited a future Master Chief or an Admiral that will continue our legacy long after we have left the Navy. NRD San Diego, I appreciate everything you do on a daily basis. You are the best recruiting team in the nation. I will make this promise to you today. I will do everything as I can as your commanding officer over the next 18 months to ensure you reach both your personal and professional goals. All I ask in return is three things. The first is to continue to be the professionals I know that you are and represent the Navy with pride. Secondly, I ask that you do your best on a daily basis to achieve your personal goals and our mission as a team. Finally, and most importantly, I ask that you take care of yourself, your teammates, and your families. If we all can accomplish these three things together, we will continue to be unstoppable as a team. With that being said, an appreciation for everything that you've done and to reward you for your efforts, my first order of business as your CO is to give you a 96-hour special liberty this weekend. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next week upon your return to work. Thank you.
Will the guests please rise for for the benediction and remain standing for the departure of the official party.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, may your grace be sufficient for every endeavor before us. While today is a transition of leadership, allow it to be a continuation of the district's dedication to our Navy's core values, that of honor, courage, and commitment. Bless us, O Lord, and keep us. Make your face shine upon us and be gracious to us, and grant us your peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Post the side, boys. Commander, Navy Recruiting Command, departing. Navy Recruiting District, San Diego, departing. Commander, United States Navy, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's change of command ceremony. NRD San Diego is requested to stand by for the command photo op. Additionally, you are all cordially invited to attend a cake cutting ceremony at the gazebo to your left.